The Saxton name resonates in Austin. Jim's late father, James Saxton, is a Longhorn legend, a Heisman finalist while playing for Darrell K. Royal. And Jimmy is a UT football legacy from Westlake. He has been insuring Austin for decades. He and his staff will give you old school hospitality when servicing your insurance needs. Well, happy Thursday morning to you, and you know the drill. Raise them up. Raise your favorite mug up. Allow the lifeblood of the dark coffee, black coffee, whatever you put in it. It is time to roll today, and I am Sean Clynch, the host of Stories Inside the Man Cave, and I have not done an episode of Coffee with Clynch in quite some time. Just realized it, and of course, I was inspired because I have a message and something hopefully to motivate you as well. But before we get going with episode 456, be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms, that being the Stories Inside the Man Cave podcast, Facebook, IG, X, YouTube, and TikTok. So one thing that I have done periodically over the years, either through listening to motivational speakers, coaches who are in my life, to just friends and good conversation, are, begin the day with morning affirmations. And that is setting forth positivity as soon as you put your feet out of the bed and take your first step when your feet first hit the floor every morning. Either through prayer, positive thoughts, you're speaking to the universe, whatnot. There are some positive goals that you set forth for the day to delete negativity, because there's so much of it in this world which influences everybody, including myself. But there is a quote that, it's so simple, so elementary, but it resonates. And it's, what happened to you does not define you. We all have baggage, negative things that has happened to us, and it's how we handle that and realize what that person over there, over here, people on social media, whatnot, it doesn't matter what they think. It really doesn't. In the grand scheme of things, it is what we think of ourselves and how we respond to that adversity and that negativity. And one thing that I've been doing here the last month and a half is this program called, and I've partaken in other things such as this that have really molded my mind with the positivity. It's this program called The Successful Man. It's self-development, accountability, and progression. And each day you start out with your morning routine, and you hold yourself accountable. Instant versus delayed gratification to goals each day. Consistency is key. It's all the cliches, which are really powerful to holding yourself accountable. There's the 30-day exercise challenge that I've been putting into action, and it's, and it's from your cardio to exercising your brain to career goals, what you have set forth so you will not be overwhelmed as you try to accomplish each of these goals. And in the end goal is to strengthen our minds, to put you on the pathway to success, self-accountability. And it also helps our relationships, to self-esteem, to awareness of the world around us, and to realize all this negativity, whether it be political, something you're experiencing personally, it does not define you. And it does not define how your day is going to turn out or the trajectory. We can control so much of that just through routines and realizing where our feet are, awareness. And it's these are goals. These are experiences that I've personally experienced that I'm relaying to you who's watching and listening to this to, incorporate some of these practices into your daily life, especially beginning in the morning with that first cup of coffee. And it helps you realize, I'm wrong in this area. I need to communicate better. Set forth those goals in morning affirmations, and that is unbelievable. Hey, you know what this week is in the sports world. Yesterday was perhaps one of my favorite events of Masters Week in Augusta, Georgia. And this is year 11 for me, in which I did not win the Masters lottery online to claim tickets. So many people have. Every year I see a handful of my friends win the lottery to go to Augusta, Georgia. It's coming. Positivity. It's going to happen. Let's make it 2026 to make sure I go to Augusta. But the par 3 contest, if you haven't seen it, it's the Masters field and past Masters champions and their family, their kids, their nephews, nieces, whatnot, friends, caddies, on all the par 3s of Augusta, Georgia. And what makes it always is how much joy there is with those little kids. Check out Rory McIlroy's young daughter. Poppy McIlroy. She lightly tapped that ball, but apparently she can read greens. And it was like that putt in Caddyshack before mayhem at the end took over. And then Bill Murray with explosions on the golf course. Well, this ball traveled so slow, and it was online, and it hit the cup. It hit the bottom of the cup. But even better is Jordan Spieth. Hard to believe, man. His family is growing, and his little son, Sammy. Check out this swing, this hack. And just FYI, not that it matters, if you allow someone else to hit for you, you're disqualified. You can play, but you are not eligible to win the par 3 contest. And one thing that Rory McIlroy, he has won all the majors except the Masters. Maybe that's the reason why he let his little daughter hit, because the winner of the par 3 contest, I may have my information incorrect, has never won the actual Masters. But let's check out Sammy Spieth.
Jordan Spieth eliminating himself from competition with the very first swing. Let it rip, Sammy.
Just like Dad. Hell of a swing. Jordan Spieth, it'd be nice to see him get back on track to where he was in the not too distant past. Jordan Spieth, par 3 contest, first round of the Masters today. And I'm sure, just like others during March Madness, I have a feeling people are taking PTO time today or scheduling all their calls and their business calls for this morning. And probably after lunch, a lot of people are watching the Masters. Now, March Madness is done. It was fun. It's amazing how March Madness every year seems to end an additional week into the month of April. The Florida Gators from the SEC beat Houston 65-63. We'll talk about that shortly. But check out my guy, Jon Fidler. Big Drip is what a lot of people call him. Of the 44 entries in the Stories Inside the Man Cave podcast March Madness Bracket Challenge, it was Big Drip who won the bracket challenge with 155 points. That's Fid right there in his man cave outside at his home, smoking the victory cigar. Classic pick. Fidler wins the rounds of golf at Butler Pitch and Putt here in Austin, Texas, and 4 tickets to the Round Rock Express game at the Dell Diamond. And shout out to the Round Rock Express and Express Prez, Chris Almendares, for donating his seats for one game to Jon Fidler and a parking pass to the Dale Diamond in Round Rock. Big drip, man. Congratulations. Well deserved. Now, if you're like me, when you were watching that national championship game between Houston and Florida, the last 30 seconds, we all know the last minutes of all these games usually seem to take the longest. There's timeouts, especially if they're a close game, teams strategizing, trying to win. But Houston, they were winning most of the game, but it came down that they were down by 2, 65-63. They needed to get a 3 for the win in the last 11 seconds of the game. Great defense by Florida, and the Cougars tried to get a shot off, but the Cougars held it. They had to get rid of it, or it would have been turnover on possession because he can't dribble it again. And the defensive stand right there by Florida cost Houston to lose the national championship 65-63. And I believe that is the 7th Final Four appearance by the University of Houston in program history. They're the most accomplished program not to win the national championship, but a school record 35 wins under Kelvin Sampson. And they repeated as Big 12 champions. And Kelvin Sampson at age 70, he's getting close to retirement, but he looks like he's still energized. And he's got 2 years left on this lifetime contract, so to speak. But they'll be back, the Houston Cougars. And, of course, Kelvin Sampson has 799 career wins. You know that he's obviously going to get it next season. But a very emotional loss. And Kelvin Sampson does a really good job with the media. And this was him talking about the heartache and how people are going to criticize him and that team for how they lost that game. And the play call and not getting a shot off. But in typical Kelvin Sampson form, it's about faith, family, and his love for the team.
Your faith and your family is way more important than any of that stuff. And protecting these kids. You know, I care more about protecting them right now. Make sure they know what a great year they had. What an awesome year they had.
They did. There's nothing negative. It's just Houston was so good, and they made it to the game, the Monday night game. Hey, quick break. Raise the mugs. Coffee with Clynch. We're going to talk about those Longhorn baseballers. Number 2 in the country, and we are at mid-season. This regular season's almost done. We'll see you on the other side of this break. The Bully is a cozy Austin original bar and grill that feels like home. Boulevard Bar and Grill, nestled into this Northwest Hills strip mall, recently celebrated 2 decades. The drink prices are like going back to 2004. It's where familiar faces gather and everyone knows your name. The Bully family are also friends of the Stories Inside the Man Cave podcast. Boulevard Bar and Grill on Far West Boulevard in Northwest Austin. Man, this Texas baseball team under first-year head coach Jim Saxton, unbelievable. They're number 2 in the country right now. They've got a big stretch of SEC games coming up, and Texas shares the lead of the SEC right now. Rylan Galvan from Sinton, Texas. I don't know what's up with those boys from Sinton, Texas, and what they feed them, what's in the water. Adrian Alaniz, former Longhorn pitchers, the head coach down in Sinton, state champion head coach. But if you look at what Texas is doing, 53 home runs on the year, 219 runs batted in, Rylan Galvan, 10 long balls, and Will Gasparino, 11. Hate to see you go bys. And you go down that lineup, they can all hit in many ways. A lot of fun. The Dish has had great crowds, even for midweek games. But listen to this. This is what's the big stat that really has impressed me. The earned run average by the Texas pitching staff is number 2 in the country, just like their national ranking right now, 3.04. A marked improvement from last year. And also, Texas put a sweeping on the then number 1 team in the country. Well, Georgia. They were number 3, but they were the number 1 team in the country in home runs with 87. That Texas pitching staff last weekend kept the UGA bats in check. Put that in perspective. They'll be at Kentucky this weekend. All right, I want you to promise me one thing. Go out and make today a great day. Positivity. Let's go. Hey, thank you for watching Coffee with Clynch. Have an amazing Thursday and a great rest of your week. And reconnect with all of your loved ones and be a big part of their lives and be that positive light. Have a great day. Raise them up.